all about the arts at the Chaffee Art Center, your center for creativity. We're having some fun here today, so you might be hearing some giggling, huh, Steph?
We're always giggling.
So, Steph, we go back, way back.
So far back, when our boys were little,
I know.
playing together as tots. So even before I was married and had kids,
yep.
We knew each other even then.
Like Art in the Park, it's my 41st Art in the Park board meeting, and I had a hiatus of like 7 years, so think about it. Long time.
We look good.
But we started when we were teenagers, so you don't have.
That's right. Weren't we in middle school?
So I was thinking we can start out talking about our animals and art exhibit.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's really, really fun. We're hoping that people enjoy it. Try to do fun things as well as showcasing our artist members.
Yes.
We have 3 themed galleries. They have some fun names. So it's like Don't Feed the Art, and that's lions and tigers and
love
bears.
that. Oh my.
And then we have a pet project, which there's so many pets in that one, dogs, cats, sheep, horses, cows. There's some sculptures, bronze sculptures, and it shows you how they were made, from the oil-based clay to the sculpture. So that's really fun. And there's a couple of photos that we found, and Jim Boughton behind the camera would probably remember seeing these. They're the hunting dogs that the Chaffees owned back in the day, and they used to run through the mansion because they raised hunting dogs. So we added that to that gallery.
Do you know their names?
I don't.
Oh no.
That would be
I
fun.
put you on the spot. Yeah, we need to find their names.
I know, we should.
Yeah.
And then the other one is It's a Wildlife, and that one's the birds and the bees. Yes, and the flower factory. But more about the birds
We
and
won't
bees
sing.
We also have, you can vote on your favorite photo. The public was invited to put photos in, so you can vote on your favorite photo. And then we have this really big painting that's birch trees, and it's beautiful, but hiding amongst them are Sasquatch.
No way.
No way, you haven't seen it.
No.
I'll show it to you. So you can count the Sasquatch in it. It's very cool.
Fun.
Artist Dale Bills, she's a member artist, and she instructs a lot of our classes. She painted that, and she has them hiding, so it's really cool.
For folks who look at the exterior of this place and they think, oh, highbrow and art and, and that's just not my scene. I have noticed in particular, especially recently, you've really made so many efforts to make your art accessible that if people just step through the door, they will realize what a warm and welcoming place, and it always has been. But the exhibits lately have been very engaging on so many different levels. Like when you did the maple exhibit, and and then you of course have student art, which
is fun.
What's more accessible than that? You get the grandparents and the parents through the door, and then they realize what a welcoming place this is. And now the animals, which that just gets everybody.
Because as we were saying, we want to highlight and showcase, member artists and, other ones that, may have a gallery of their work. Coming up after this one, opening in the beginning of July, is one with Peter Wallace and Fran Bull. That one's going to be really cool. So they'll be the whole downstairs will be them. And then after that, we're going to do a garden one. So that'll be fun. So it's I think that, like you said, often people come in and say, oh, I've never been here, but I've lived here for 20 or 30 years. And, it's a beautiful building. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, it's so relaxing. And that's what we want. We want people to come in and feel warm and relaxed and creative and inspired.
Yeah, like for right now, my daughter's in the other room eating snacks and playing and hanging out with your dog, and it's just it's like a little second home to her because she's been coming in since she was a baby.
Which is making
my
me so
son
happy.
has been coming in since he was a baby.
Yes.
I mean, it's just it really does feel like a home when you and it starts before you even come inside. It's outside too. You have these beautiful gardens. The exterior of this house is beautiful. The porch is so welcoming to sit on a nice summer day, or really any day. It's a wonderful shelter, and you can just kind of watch the world go by. And it really is a special place.
Thank you.
I never tire of coming in here. I really don't.
I don't either. I feel so lucky every day when I unlock the door to come in that I get to
Yeah,
work
this
here.
gets to be, this is your office.
I love it. You know, at night everybody's gone. People say, "Aren't you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not scared." It's like so calming. It's like relaxing.
Yeah.
But speaking of the pollinator, or their gardens, or we have over a dozen. I think it's 15. But there's a pollinator garden that we put in last year, thanks to a grant for the native plants from the Audubon, the Rowan County Audubon Society, and it's 100 feet by 9 feet, and it's starting to, because you know you plant it and then you hope that
it's filling in.
But it is filling in.
Yes.
And it's really exciting because we have a sign that Christine Townsend just did for us that we're putting out there with pollinator garden on it, and we're going to have the native plants marked, so you'll be able to know what they are, and then we'll have a brochure that goes with that.
Which
So
can
people
be inspiration for your own garden,
Yes.
right? When you're thinking, oh, what am I going to do with this
Right.
spot? Or I think a lot of us are trying to have pollinator gardens now.
True.
I have one,
It's true.
not nearly
Yeah.
as big as that one, but
And it's like, we want people to use it, like schools to use it for classes, and we want visitors to be able to explore it.
or your camps. Haven't
the
you
camps.
included gardens in your camps
Yes,
as
we
well
have.
in the
We have.
summertime?
And we are going to have an outdoor classroom. We just got delivered, thanks to the Clucking Cafe. They brought 4 picnic tables for us to use, because the Clucking Cafe, which is the Rolling Rooster food truck, is here every Wednesday from 11 to 3, so you can come here and have lunch. And so we have picnic tables out there for people to sit on, or you can sit on the porch. So that's fun, and then the kids, they'll be able to use them when they're having their camps and things like that.
Nice.
And we also, across from the pollinator garden, is the sculpture garden that we've been growing. And there's a lot of sculptures by Nick Santoro. It's really pretty. There's rose bushes that are growing from the native plants there. And we have those kind of in between all of that. And then there's some sculptures out front. So it's really, there's a beautiful outdoor experience. The Rutland Garden Club does 4 gardens that are in the front near Route 7, and then we have a volunteer board member, Michelle Hartman, who works crazy tough on our gardens. I mean, she puts in like 4 hours, doesn't matter if it's hot or whatever, every week to help with those gardens. And so it's really beautiful. We want the outside to look as beautiful as, the inside is.
And it does.
And the inside, we're always working on things too, just like any home or place of business. You always have to do things, and hopefully we're going to do a bunch of painting this summer. And if anybody wants to volunteer, we love volunteers. So you can always contact us for volunteering. Just like Art in the Park. We always need volunteers for Art in the Park, which is August 12th and 13th.
That
this
is
year.
coming right up, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
It's
I was
amazing.
thinking, oh my goodness.
And it must really feel that way, because you have a summer art in the park and a fall art in the park. You must feel like you just wrap your summer one up and you're preparing for the fall one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like right now, you prepare for both,
Right.
and then you just finalize everything for the October after the August. The October's a lot easier. Just getting through that August one first.
One of my son's friends was over last weekend, and the last time I saw her was at Fall Art in the Park, and I said, "Hey, how did those gifts work out that you bought?" She was so excited. She bought a wedding gift and she bought a birthday gift for her dad. And she said, "Oh, they were such big hits." She said, "I don't think I've ever given something that has made people feel so happy." And she said they were so personal, and so that made me feel. I don't know why I felt personally connected. I didn't make anything or do anything other than just ask her about what it was in her bag. But I remember at the time she was so excited to show me, and then and everything went over like really big.
That's wonderful.
And that's always the case, right?
Yeah,
People still
yeah.
say to me, "Oh, remember that basket that you gave me?" Or those soaps, and then they always remember, and I always say, "It's Art in the Park."
Yeah, I have a basket that I use for recycling under my desk, and it's a big basket that was, it had been given to me, one of the exhibitors says, and somebody was just, my mother My mother was just commenting yesterday, she came here while they were doing ukulele group. My dad does ukulele group. It's every Thursday. She was like, that's a beautiful basket. That came from in the Park.
Absolutely. Some of the things that people pick out when they're in my house that to me are the most personal and beautiful, even if I didn't spend very much money on them.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things that people point out are things from Art in the Park.
Yeah, she would say, I said this last time, I think, about your path is wall. And I have to find something for its wall.
Yeah, and there are still times when I just wait. I'm like, I'll see an area and I'm like, this needs something, and I think I'll just go to Art in the Park and inspiration might strike, or I'll wait till next time and eventually I will find just the right thing, because I like to fill my home with where we live too, you know? Yeah.
And that's what's really fun too about Art in the Park, and even, we have openings for every exhibit. Even coming and meeting the artists, you get to, talk about their inspiration for their work, or what inspired them to do this, or what does it mean, because art can mean different things to different people. Probably hearing Luigi, he'll probably be in here in a minute. So, but anyway, we also have a gallery shop that is filled with like jewelry and pottery, things that you can't necessarily hang on the gallery walls, prints.
Special cards, if you're looking for a card that's just not like a store-bought, everybody can find it kind of card,
Yes.
like special.
Yes. Beautiful cards. There's a series that just came in on birds from Jenny Johannesson, because she has some. Hi, Luigi.
There he is.
Come here, Beds. And come on up. Oh, he's gonna go sit someplace else. So, our gallery shop, and we have some maple products, and we have some magnets that Jenny brought in. We just have so much stuff here. I just that's why I encourage people just to come, because even if you don't want something right now, you can have remember it for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cards, they're between $3 and $5.
You're gonna
And
spend
they're handmade and
at
they're
least that.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
So before I forget, we have for July 22nd, we're going to have a garden party. Hopefully, weather permitting. You want to come up here? It's going to be outside, July 22nd, with the Audubon Society.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be fun, games and hopefully some speakers and stuff. So just stay tuned for more information on that. So what have we talked about? Camps. We have lots of camps. We have 14 camps planned, whether they run. I hope they do, so sign up. We do 3-hour camps twice a day mostly, so that you can combine them for a full day camp, or you might want to do other things, or with your children, or so. We also have a couple that are all day, like we have a musical theater one, and we have a clay camp. We're still doing the clay camp that we had planned with Helvey, so that will be fun. And we'll remember Helvey. We have a big art mural camp, and we're going to be putting sunflowers, which most of you know Helvey. So we're going to have some sunflowers and things that also are in memory of her.
Right.
So that'll be really fun. And classes, we have classes, lots of classes.
Yes.
We have the sip and dips, which are fun. Where the artists, you just paint and follow the artist. So if you don't have a lot of experience, it kind of just gets you introduced. We have watercolor every month, painting. We're going to start doing pour painting, which is very cool, very messy, but fun. No experience necessary, so we're going to do that in July. Every month is figure drawing with a live model. We have a book group. Every week on Friday, we're trying to gather people. We call it artery, not like your artery, but artery is like a connection. And so where artists can come in, they can bring their own supplies, and whatever they're working on in whatever medium, and it could be knitting. I mean, it doesn't have to be a painting. And everybody kind of works together, and we've done it once so far, and it was really fun. Everybody was saying, "Oh my gosh, this was so much fun!" So they just do whatever their art is together.
But just all kind
together,
of in the same
and
room.
they can feed off of each other. Show tips and tricks and that kind of thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it will grow. as, you know, we keep going forward with different new ideas. We're working on Saturdays, and you'll have to stay tuned because I'm hoping to start it very soon, where there'll be a kids class again. But there'll also be a time where you can drop and paint, so I'm gonna have it set up so you can come in and just paint. We'll have examples of things that you can paint. It's sort of like you're doing it on your own, but it's like a sip and dip. So yeah, it's kind of like sip and dip, but you're not sipping and dipping, you're kind of dropping and painting. So yeah, and then we'll also have these art kits that we're hoping to have ready that you'll be able to either take or do here. So just have more of like, okay, so this is Saturday at the Chaffee, I can come and drop in and do something, because often people come and they want us to be doing something.
Right.
But you never know when people are gonna come.
I know.
So this way, it's whenever you come. So we're working on that. Rentals, don't forget we do rentals.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you just recently
Birthdays.
came through some showers, some bridal showers, you came through a memorial service,
Yes,
a couple of
yes.
those, so you've been
Right.
busy
We have
with rentals.
Foster grandparents coming in for their luncheon. So just
Oh,
remember, we do
nice.
birthdays, which Catherine had her birthday here, so we do birthdays, and yeah, there's all kinds of opportunities to, I want to do a wedding, so putting it out there. I want to do and we can do it outside, we can do it inside, we can combo it, so.
And you had one last year, right? Didn't you have
Yeah,
a-
I've had the Chaffee. The Chaffee's had weddings here, but they've been smaller. I would love like a wedding.
Oh,
big
okay,
wedding.
yeah.
But I think it would be so nice. They could be in the history room, which was Mrs. Chaffee's sitting room, and it's all beautiful, and that's where they could all get ready, and then they can go down our grand staircase, and you can go into the room with the turret.
You have this plan.
Yes, I do.
Your wedding is
we're
half
flexible.
planned.
And we're flexible, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that is very true. That's one of the things I loved about having an event here, is that you were just like, well, we haven't done that before, but we could do that. Yeah, I love that attitude. So
Yeah, it's always fun to create things, and like for me, this is my my love is creating, like my dad called it my dollhouse, but it's like I like the changing things and trying to like you said, come up with themes that incorporate and are interesting and decorating and all that kind of thing.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
you're doing a really good job at it,
Thanks.
making it a place that people just love to visit.
Well, hopefully, and people, we have puzzles out that people can just stop in, and we have a lending library of both books and musical instruments. So we have books that you can just, if you want to learn about famous artists, or if you want the Louvre, or you are taking a watercolor class and you'd like to take some books with you to practice, we have that. We have lots of kids' books, and we have musical instruments, ukulele, guitar, violin, viola, etc. That it's a lending library, so you can take it out for a month and then you bring it back, just like a library.
Right, yeah. And between the music lessons and the ukulele group and the art and the things for kids and the camps, which range from science to art to nature, they're really, we can't just pinpoint and say, oh, the Chaffee, they just do that. You know what I mean? You do.
Because there's
Really,
theater,
you
and
do
there's
a little bit of
ukulele
everything. Yes,
in that
yeah.
in the camp.
I recommended your camps recently.
Oh, thanks.
Someone was on Front Porch Forum saying that some grandchildren were coming for the summer and looking for things for them to keep them busy and to do. And I immediately
Thank
said,
you.
think of Chaffee's camps, and sent them all the listings. And
Yeah, we
so.
love that if people can spread the word, because here at the Chaffee, we're not endowed, so we don't have big money coming from any specific place. That's why we do, not that we wouldn't do them, because we love doing things like this, but we do Art of the Park. It's our 67th year. Those are our two big fundraisers. Memberships to the Chaffee, people taking classes and camps, artists, memberships, and when you purchase things here, all of that, helps us to thrive. And be
And yet
sustainable.
someone can walk right through the door and walk around, and it's donate, by donation, or if you just can't,
Yep, you're welcome.
you just
Anyway.
welcome no matter what. And you have all kinds of events that don't have any cost at all.
Right.
So it just really is a beautiful blend of being a nonprofit and being very welcome and opening, and when you can help out and give a little
That would be
something,
awesome.
please do, right?
And if you can't, volunteer. That would be great too.
There you go. Yeah, that works as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very, like I said, it's a very welcoming place, and we encourage people to, drop by if you just want to look around and see what it's like here. Look at the classrooms. We can do tours of the mansion, but you have to pre-register those because we have to have enough people here to do them, but we can do tours. I've got so many things that I'm working on that I was just thinking about tours as another thing, but I'm not going to go into it today. But like I said, we're just keep trying to think of things that we can give. We're the community arts center, and we feel very strongly, giving back to the community and doing things to for people that live here, but also visitors that come here, because we need people to come here, and we need people, right, to move here, to bring their businesses here. So you have to have a strong art presence, just like you have to have a strong library, and you have to have strong, things that happen, strong rec department, and that's what draws people and keeps people in the area.
Absolutely, and we all work together, just like we have PEG TV here today to
Exactly.
help us get this show out, and thanks to Jim, by the way, for doing that. And a little mention too, while we're talking about PEG TV, it's the 30th anniversary this year.
I know, it's just,
Isn't
isn't
that
it crazy when
crazy?
you start putting numbers on
I
everything?
know, but another gem in our community.
For sure, and how they've evolved.
Yes, grown from something
Mhm.
so small,
Mhm.
and
They do a wonderful job. All of our important big events like Halloween Parade, but also meetings that people can't get to, like Alderman
Yes.
meetings, and in all these towns, and so
games,
yes.
for the schools.
So
And,
we're hoping
Mhm.
to, which you guys know, but you don't know, we're hoping to have them in this exhibit coming up later in the year called Then and Now, and it'll be like how things were back in the day, and then what's happening now. And so we're planning on being in the exhibit.
That's a great
It'd
thing
be
to
fun.
feature, because think how much technology has changed
Yeah, and have
in
some
that amount of
vintage-
time.
Vintage stuff, and it'll be really cool.
Vintage is just like VHS tapes these days, right? That's vintage.
I want to have that 1919 black and white that they found. Wasn't it 1919 black and white footage of? I don't know. It was something that was going on. I'm trying to remember myself. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much because you guys have to look for it. But I'd like to have that running so people could see that, because I think that would be really
That
cool.
would be
'cause
really fun.
the 1890s to early 20 or late 20s is when the Chaffees lived here. So I
Mhm.
think it'd be really cool.
Yeah. Well, did we get it all out there
I-
today?
I don't know, and I'm thinking, I was waiting for our behind-the-scenes guy, James Bowden, to say, done. But, I've enjoyed being with you, Steph.
Yes, always, always.
Yes,
We
and
have fun.
having Jim here, and, we do have fun, and I hope everybody, stops by the Chaffee and, decides to do our pollinator garden party, or just come and visit and walk